Okay, good morning, everyone. That is going to be tough to follow Lauren. She is a force to be reckoned with and doing amazing work in our community and many others. So I am so blessed to know her and to be part of Procure Impact. That was probably the easiest yes I've ever made, getting involved with Procure. So please join them on the journey to get to their million hours. I love that. So a little bit about Pacific Hospitality Group. We're located in Irvine. We were founded in 1987, so about 37 years ago. And I was fortunate to grow up in this business since my father was the founder. So it was a pretty exciting journey of being the Eloise, being able to run around the hotels, climb in the air ducts, learn from the engineers, back of house dishes after banquets. I did it all. And it was so fun. I'll never forget, I don't know why I'm bringing this up, but I feel like all of you in the hospitality industry would appreciate it. I'll never forget, on my 10th birthday, I celebrated at one of our properties, our DoubleTree Irvine Spectrum, and I got a razor. That's when razors were really cool. And I remember razoring all over the property in the lobby, and all the team was like, Kenzie, you gotta go over here, get out of here, like don't be razoring everywhere. So I really did grow up in hotels. The company manages, develops, we finance, and we own all of our properties. So what makes us unique is being on the side of the development. We are also straddling, myself in particular, straddling the operational side. We have properties in California, Hawaii, Arizona, Texas, and Louisiana. We both have private independent brands like our Meritage Collection, as well as branded properties like Marriott's, Hyatt's, and Hilton's. And we just broke ground. We have 11 properties, and we just broke ground on our 12th in downtown Phoenix. We're very excited about this. It'll be a Meritage Collection urban, so most of our Meritage Collection are larger properties, resorts. We're going to be doing something that's more of a high-rise with a rooftop bar and restaurant, pool, and a spa in downtown Phoenix. So there isn't anything like that currently in the market. Downtown Phoenix is a great market. It's booming. I'm sure many of you have done the research. I see nods in the audience. Wonderful. So really excited to be in the Phoenix area. We have a few properties there. So super excited about that. And what makes our property, our company really different is about the legacy of value. So that is a big thing I think Lauren really touches on, is making an impact, doing the right thing, community-driven. And Pacific Hospitality Group, we are all about the community-driven aspect. So we are looking locally as much as possible. We're looking at impact as much as possible. We do a ton of charity and philanthropy work. We host a ton of philanthropy in our hotels, and we're all about creating jobs, but also having value within the jobs. So let's dive into the fun things. A little bit about me, just so you have a little background. Not only did I grow up in the industry, but I also worked in many of the jobs within the hotel space, and ended up that I started my own company in wellness. I dealt with chronic Lyme disease for 25 years of my life, and so I started doing coaching, and I found a space, to start hosting these retreats at our hotels, but then found a space to start healing. I built a house, and right away there was an opportunity where it was like, hey, we need help on this renovation. So I started supporting the renovation, and this is a case study we're gonna dive into about one of our properties that wasn't really meeting our expectations in terms of finances, and we really turned around the property with a full renovation under budget, bold, highlighted. Yes, we were under budget. And I would love to show you a little bit about this property. So this is the brand, Hotel Zessa. It was a DoubleTree asset, and it still is. But what's interesting is we did something called a soft brand. Some of you may be familiar with that in here. And there's only a few of them out there by DoubleTree. We really focused on a theme that was really relevant to Orange County. This asset that we're going to dive into is located in Santa Ana, which is right by the Orange County Airport. And it's 245 rooms and 12,000 square foot of meeting space. It's a great BT property. We have a full-service restaurant and a blend market with coffee and snacks and procure impact products. And Hotel Zessa, the whole background around this brand is the zest for life. So here was the asset before, DoubleTree Hilton, Santa Ana, that was the name. And after the soft brand, Hotel Zessa, a DoubleTree by Hilton. It took about 2 years for us to get, and a lot of research, a lot of survey, to get to a point that we made the decision to do this soft brand. We did have a PIP, and so that also played a role in how we were gonna differentiate our PIP requirements with other assets and comp set in our competitive set. So we ended up going with this brand. We hired a branding agency out of Austin, Texas called Tenderling, and they helped support us with the naming as well as the full brand execution and the fun display of colors. We really leaned in again to the zest for life, but also what's unique about Santa Ana and kind of that Orange County area, but Santa Ana particularly, is they're called the City of the Arts. And so they're very focused on curating art. You can do murals in Santa Ana without a permit, which I think is very interesting. And we have some beautiful murals all over Santa Ana. There's a website where they document every art installation in Santa Ana. And then you can go visit those and kind of hear the stories about these artists, where they come from, and kind of their storytelling around the pieces. So we leaned into that full-heartedly here. Again, this is a very bright, vibrant, bright part of OC. You can see this property actually when you're flying in. I know many of you probably come to Orange County. When you fly into Orange County Airport, if you look off to the right side of your airplane, you're going to be able to see this property because of this orange, this striking orange, pillar. The architecture was what I was inherited with. And so I really wanted to make sure it created a statement in this space, and that's kind of why I decided to go with painting it orange. It was originally built in 2002, providing a dependable experience, but not fully capable of all the energy that we really wanted to bring into this space. Some of the metrics around our hotel after we rebranded it. The star results improved by about 28% in RevPAR, and anticipated continued improvement. We had about over a 50% increase in our TripAdvisor ranking. We're #1 in Santa Ana. We've moved to acceptable to outstanding on our Hilton stay experience performance, and currently in the top 25% of all the DoubleTree scores. We are focused on business transient, currently at 139 occupancy index on our stars since the renovation finished. So we're very excited about that. This place is really about our #1 in our comp set for our BT opportunity, which is really big for Orange County area. So you can see here we really leaned into, again, the art. We got this sculpture piece custom made for our property, and we installed it right into our porte-cochere. This was a great opportunity too for sustainability. We had a fountain in that space, and to really cut back on some of the expenses, we wanted to take out some of the water features and really elevate it with a unique perspective. We have 11 major accounts that actually came back post-renovation and had only positive 5-star reviews to share about our property and the transformation. This is our blend market showed here. It's really about having a variety of options for our guests, so you can get your matcha coffee and products in the morning. We really focused on highlighting a lot of the brighter colors. We totally redid the renovation. Was a $14 million renovation. We came under budget, so we had extra funds, and we're playing with right now. We did our full fitness center. We actually had it on the 2nd floor. It was pretty small. It was kind of the size of a suite. We moved it to the 1st floor, expanded it twice the size, as well as adding a yoga room on the bottom floor. That's been a huge draw for our BT customer. This is our yoga room right here. They have loved even just activating this space with programming, so offering morning yoga for their clients. And then we added a key where our fitness center was on the second floor. We added a key and had a suite, which is great for our entertaining aspect as well. These are our rooms. We did a full new carpet, all new FF&E. We refinished most of our case goods because they were in good condition, because when you buy good, they last. We did a bath to shower or tub to shower conversion in all of the rooms. So it was an extensive construction project, tearing out all of the bathtubs. We wanted to go with a retro kind of vibe. We hired an interior designer out of Colorado, Wild Muse, who helped support with all of the public and room interiors. When we were doing the specifications, especially in terms of material, I was really strict about what materials would work best operationally and last the longest. As many of us know, you can spec a beautiful material, but that doesn't mean it's the best for the hospitality industry. So with the designers, you have to guide them frequently on trying to select the best materials and most sustainable usage of the materials. Here's our restaurant. We fully rebranded our restaurant to Citra. We did a mural. That's a hand-painted mural in the back there by a local artist in Costa Mesa. We just refreshed it with some of FF&E, but the space was already beautiful to begin with. We added 2 murals on the building. Again, going back to that Santa Ana theme of like the mural art, we're now listed in Santa Ana as a site to see for the murals. We did the sunrise at the front of the building and then the sunset at the back. So all about the sun, Zest for Life, and Orange County vibe. You can see the art collection here. We worked with DAC for art curation in our property. We focused mostly on the local artists, but we also sourced from other places as well. The neon sign that's in the beginning, there we go. The neon sign that's in the lobby here, this was a custom piece made just for this property. We really wanted to create an arrival. I call her Jackie. I think she's the spirit of our hotel. She's this photographer that travels and captures beautiful landscaping. California is known for our beautiful landscaping. You can be into the mountains, to the beach, or in the desert within just an hour or so. So it's lovely. It's a lovely place to come visit and a great opportunity. Again, leaning into the modern retro California, Jackie, our traveler, and local factor was a big focus for us here. This showcases our murals. These were fully customized just for this property. People actually come and travel and do a lot of architectural photograph around these murals. We own the rights to them, so it's really fun to add it into our branding, and we plan to do that more, or even just incorporating it in the little things like key cards or sleeves, the patterns on your sleeves for your coffee cup. So I love kind of showcasing this, as well as we worked with one of our vendor-approved signage company to do RZ for our Hotel Zessa on the backside of the property. This direction actually shown here to the right is coming from South Coast Plaza. So if any of you gone to shop at South Coast Plaza, and if you haven't, you should go. It's really fun. If you're coming from South Coast Plaza, you really see this pop. A lot of people stop by. They kind of know now it's a hotel, but a lot of people stop saying, oh, do you have like other shops or other things to do around here? This just looks so inviting and so interesting. So people will come in, have a drink. We have a lot of apartments around the space, so having our bar as a full service in our restaurant, we do attract a lot of locals to our property. What was interesting too, and I forgot to mention this, so my apologies, there was another DoubleTree in our market. It was a DoubleTree club, and there was some market confusion within our properties, and that was one of the big reasons that we decided to do a soft brand. So if you're struggling with any of that in your current comp area, there's always ways to kind of keep the flag, so to speak, but work within the parameter of making it unique. That unique experience. We really focused on the culture, as I mentioned. The engagement metrics, 20% of our guests mentioned the art on a post-stay survey, which I thought was pretty significant. So I think one person in our meeting yesterday was like, throw out the art. And I'm like, well, in our case, the art was a big perspective in terms of how we were going to display. Social media mentioned on our local art featured increased about 25% as well. And I mentioned Tenderling did the designs for these murals, and we had the pretty good painters there down in LA area. They actually executed the murals right there on site. I wanted to share a few of the marketing collateral because the branding, I was part of the initial, the budget building, the branding, the transition to the soft brand, as well as working with the brand on our PIP and being able to utilize the PIP as a means to really make the brand come alive. And one of the things that we actually pushed back with, so sorry, Hilton, the DoubleTree on, was we actually did an open closet similar to the AC brand. We have about 4 ACs in our collection, and we really have loved the open closet concept. The wear on it is much easier, and so we asked to do the open closet concept in our rooms and kind of take down the door. And at first they were a little hesitant, but they're like, yes, let's lean into it. We like it as well. We did the shop drawings for it, and these were custom pieces that were made. The tricky, challenging part with doing an open closet, as excited as we are, every room was a tad bit different. So you had to measure on site every single room just because initially the construction wasn't built for this type of open closet theme. Jumping to the marketing, our grand opening was April of 2024. We did a vanity website, which is sometimes rare for a branded property, but in this case, since the soft brand was really strong, we felt, in the market, we ended up doing a vanity website to drive more people to it, to feel like it was more of a boutique opportunity for locals. We had our grand opening, and it was very successful. We had a lot of locals come out. We also have a social media website. I think this was a huge opportunity, again, leaning into the brand and the art, but also showcasing local things to do. So if you're coming in as a BT traveler or a group and you're saying, oh, what would I do with my group? You can check out our social media. We promote Tanaka Farms. We promote other fun engagements in the area. So that was a fun little thing to launch as well. And surprisingly, we're getting a decent following for not really promoting it. So here's Hotel Zessa on TripAdvisor, #1 in Santa Ana, which we're really proud of. And we continue to focus mainly on our service and cleanliness on the property now that the renovation is executed. Some fun things that we really focused on this property too that I find interesting is we had ceiling tiles in our main foyer lobby area as well as our ballroom. And instead of just doing a traditional ceiling tile or a nicer ceiling tile, we leaned into architectural ceiling tiles. I don't know if anybody has seen those out there. From my understanding, working with this vendor, there's only 1 or 2 in the US that use these tiles. They're usually used in like orthodontic offices because you're staring up at the ceiling. So they're like, oh, these architectural tiles, these are interesting. Ours have like a little bubble that kind of goes down, and then it has like a fun like 3D display. The interesting thing about these tiles is you can really dress them up using lighting. So even having uplighting on them, they actually change the dimension of the room, which is interesting. We are the only hotel that I know of that uses these architectural tiles in our public areas and our ballroom. I'm hoping now that we've kind of launched it that more people are getting in and interested into these tiles. They're made from like a hard plastic, so they're easy to clean too than some of the foam tiles. So just in a construction standpoint, I thought that was really interesting, and we've gotten a lot of comments about, whoa, your ceiling looks so beautiful, it looks so nice, and you don't really realize it's just a drop ceiling dressed up to be a little bit nicer. Okay, a little bit about Citra. I just wanted to showcase our restaurant really quickly. It wasn't the main focus, our renovation. Our building was really our focus. But what was interesting is, again, going back to our local opportunity, that we saw that a lot of locals were in need of a place to go after hours, or wanted a meeting restaurant in the area. It's a dense business area. So dressing this up and really allowing it to be a space where all the windows actually face MacArthur. We have a ton of business meetings here, breakfast, which we have our Hilton serve breakfast, and then dinners as well, and our bar is popping at night. People are usually standing right behind those that are sitting. So love to see this really come to life and executed beautifully, and leaning into the brand as well, which I think is amazing. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate it.
Beautiful. Thank you, Kenzie.